Dahoodpostman, Professor Melly Mill. This is not a glorification or a glamorization. This is an education. You can go anywhere in the world and get a couple of lies, but you come right here to get the truth. Be sure to click the notification bell, like, subscribe, and share, drop a comment down below. So when the dope content hit, it'll feel like it's the first and the 15th. Lock the door. So being that this was a farm and agriculture community, and blacks were traditionally the ones that made it what it is today, where we at in regards to, are blacks still being involved in the agriculture in this community and still working the fields and tilling the land and raising up the land?
No, they took that. There's no blacks in the fields no more. They got the blacks on the streets. We have apartment complexes out here that don't even rent to black people. And that's right up the street from where I was born and raised. I've been trying to get in that apartment. They won't rent to me because I'm black or I don't work in the fields. But my family did. My family built this. I should be able to get into that. But now I can't. And see, as my mama walk up here, see, I was taught to take care of our elders. And this right here is one of the elders of the community. And she's my mama. And I help take care of her, help her walk across the street. This is the generation we at right now. And we got lost. You going across the street, mama? Hold on.
Yeah.
Okay, see. I got you, mama. See, Boyati, man, when I used to get kicked out of school, Boyati used to say, man, let me tell you something. You got kicked out of school, so you got to go throughout the community, throughout the neighborhood to the old ladies and take out their trash, rake their yard, and do everything. And that installed with me to take care of our seniors as we get older. It's then got lost out here. We don't take care of our seniors. We can't even go get an apartment up the street because I'm black. That's the problem. Do you know
That's ridiculous.
Do you know we have 3 school buses that gets off right there? And out of those 3 school buses, we got 5 black kids get off of 3 school buses. 5 black kids.
Every house on this street was black.
Every house on the street. You maybe have 4 blacks to stay on the street now.
Wow.
Maybe that, if that. So now when you take a culture, when you take a neighborhood and you take what's rightfully ours, and we don't have nowhere else to go but the graveyard or prison. And then most people can't afford to move away from here. And all the people that has moved away, they're not bringing back to the community to help rise it.
When they, the prison industrial complex, Kern County was probably one of its biggest contributors to building prisons.
Kern County has the highest rate conviction in California. The highest rate conviction.
Really?
Yes, Kern County has the highest conviction rate and they have the highest turnover rates. Meaning in the last 20 or 30 years, they didn't care if they locked us up. We're gonna lock you up. We don't care if we're doing it illegal. In 10 years, we'll let you out, but we got 10 years out of you. Back then, you had black men going to jail for a quarter piece of rock for 30 and 40 years. But what happened to the people who were bringing all the powder over here? You get caught powder, they're going to jail for a day. Now we got all the real people are in jail. The real men are locked up. So they're not out here to protect the community no more. So now you got the hard-headed generation come with that gang banging, come with that Crippin, and it's not no Crippin no more. It's not. So now we have to have stabilities where blacks can be equal in the community where they built. And we don't have equality in this community, and we need it. Equal opportunity for everybody. Even though the property was took from us, give us an equal opportunity to come back and let it grow. I can't even get an apartment up the street, and it's low income because I'm black and I'm not a farm worker. That's a problem.
I don't know. That's incredible, man. I had no idea.
Yeah.
But I'm glad I was able to make the trip and come down here and speak to you along these issues, because it's important that we get this out.
Yeah.
And to all my subscribers and followers, hope you guys are listening to this information. This is not only happening in Bakersfield, it's happening across the country.
Everywhere.
Whatever happened to the friendship?
They tore that down. The friendship was a place where blacks can go grow. If you didn't have a trade, they'd teach you a trade. They start shutting it down slowly but surely. See, if you shut down the friendship house that has something to offer the kids besides the streets, When you shut that down, they have nowhere else to go
was swimming
but
there.
the streets. Right now, if you go to the Friendship House right now, you wouldn't be able to get in there. You have to sign. Blacks can't even go to the Friendship House. I'm just being honest. The Friendship House back in the days was open doors to everybody. Right now, if I wanted to go over there and play basketball, if I wanted to sit around, I couldn't do it. They wouldn't let me. It's not a community no more.
What is Cottonwood Road today? Because Cottonwood Road was like the strip. It's like where they had all the different little saloons and juke
And you know what?
joints.
I'm
and
glad you
stores.
asked me that.
Because Boyati was up there too.
That part. Cottonwood Road is like what you call, in our areas today, a landmark. A landmark. But they desecrated that landmark. They broke Cottonwood Road up. It's now called Martin Luther King. Cottonwood Road now is called Martin Luther King. How can somebody desecrate a landmark? Cottonwood Road is a landmark. It is the first highway here in Kern County. Therefore, it should be deemed a landmark. They won't deem it a landmark because why? Any property in the vicinity of a landmark, what happens? It goes up. They don't want that.
Why did they even call it Cottonwood Road?
Cottonwood Road because it developed the best cotton in the world.
I remember that.
It developed the best cotton because we had the best soil in the world.
And the watermelon was like.
And the watermelon was like, you can go pick a watermelon out the field and sit there and eat. You ain't have to eat no more. That part. They took that from us. They deprived us from it. They deprived us from it. When Cottonwood Road should be deemed a landmark. And when you desecrate a landmark, that's a lawsuit.
Can I say this? I think why the generation back of mine, they was more focused on gang banging, and therefore we was distracted.
Yeah.
So while we were being distracted, people were buying properties.
They were
and buying
the
land.
property. They were buying the land up. They was buying it up. They were buying it low. I mean, buying it low. The property that my family had, they couldn't even go borrow on it because they wouldn't give us loans. My family worked in the cotton. My mother worked in the cotton fields with me when she was pregnant. When she was pregnant, the you know what this pesticide.
Mm-hmm.
Well, when she worked in the cotton fields, when she was pregnant with me, it made me have. I used to say I was born with ADD, ADHD, dyslexic, and in the 70s, when you're born with that, they don't tell you that. You just born. My father, you just like your father, you fucker. You just like your father. My father was in and out of prison, so they looked at me as a mess up like my father, but they didn't really see what caused it. My mother worked in the cotton fields when she was pregnant with me, and she inhaled those fumes, and it caused side effects.
I remember when they had the planes, they was spraying paraquat.
That's what they was doing.
They was spraying it across the fields.
And you know what that
And
was
one
doing?
thing-
You know what it was doing to black people? It was sterilizing them.
And it was
sterilizing
causing
women.
what we know today as valley fever.
That's right. That's
and
right.
a lot of it attacked mainly people of color.
Of color, just like valley fever and sickle cell. See, I know about
And
sickle cell.
it gave them. Some people came up with spinal meningitis.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right. That's right.
And it was growing spores. It was like mushrooms growing inside your lungs.
Yes.
Spores and stuff.
So-
Yeah, that's interesting. I mean, all this stuff is systematic and institutionally diabolical, and it's leaned towards us as a people for whatever reason, because they know who we are.
That's
and they know
right.
what we're capable of.
They know what we're capable of. That's the
So
key.
they have to keep things coming our way that's going to keep us thrown off.
They
balance,
got to keep us up under their feet. They got to keep their feet on our neck.
Uh-huh.
And that's been the problem with everybody out here. The gangs has kept their feet on their neck where they couldn't grow.
Right.
But now we in the new generation, and we trying to do something different now. If we can gain stability back out here, the gangs can be eliminated. Because you still have people that's been out here for 60 and 70 years, still out here.
Yeah, I think we should close the books on
Gotcha.
gang banging altogether, because if we close the books, then there's nobody can enter, or
That's right.
So it dies out.
It dies out. And when gangbang dies out, the development of that person can grow now.
Yes.
And they can become who they are instead of being targeted. Now, don't get me wrong. Most of the target from the gangbanging came from the police department. Back in the days, the police would pull you over, take a picture because you would be walking, and put you in a gang file. They did me like that. I ain't got no tats on me. I ain't never did a gang crime in my life. But yet they want to try to put me on gang files, but they can't. because I went and studied the law. I went and learned. See what I'm saying? My mother I was a hard head, but I went back and educated myself so I can bring back to the community. And as I bring back to the community, stay down there watching for me because I got them amps. You feel me? So now with me being here, God didn't work miracles in my life and he brought me back. Don't get me wrong, I used to be terrible with the guns, with the violence, but I'm not with that no more.
Lock the door.
Straight out of Compton, original streets. Grew up with the lion, see what the criminals see. Now he a giant and a pivotal key. Got it down to a science, this the visual streets. He came up with Bullet, he came up with Turtle. Lived life to the fullest, he put it all in the journal. We dodging them bullets, we jumping them hurdles. It's the Dahoodpostman, we in the streets universal.
Dahoodpostman, Professor Belly Bell. This is not a glorification or a glamorization. This is an education. You can go anywhere in the world and get a couple of lives, but you come right here to get the truth. Be sure to click the notification bell, like, subscribe, and share. Drop a comment down below. So when the dope content hits, it'll feel like it's the first and the 15th. Lock the door.